Welcome to the We Are VIP podcast. Each week, your host, Casey Hasten, Director of Recruiting at VIP, will bring you valuable insights from thought leaders, introduce you to incredible companies, and bring you tips for landing your dream job from our team of executive recruiters at VIP. And now, Casey Hasten.
Welcome to the We Are VIP podcast, a podcast devoted to adding value to your candidate or client search, brought to you by VIP. I can hardly contain my excitement today because once again, I have brought you an amazing guest who's going to share so much knowledge with you. So I want to go ahead and introduce Zondra Evans. She is the life transformation coach, speaker, author, and founder of Zondra TV Network. Zondra has a background in human resource management and relationship development. Her focus is to help women leaders earn a voice at the corporate table by better understanding how to leverage their skills in support of a desired career path and outcome. I know I'm saying so many things about you, and are you?
You are. I'm like, and we'd like to welcome. Who is that?
No. But I don't want to forget that you're also the host of Real Biz TV and Fireside Chat. And this is where you showcase small businesses to help them grow their business. And so I just want to say probably one of the most amazing introductions that I've ever had was to you, Zondra.
Aww.
I mean,
don't make me blush.
I'm trying to make you cry.
I could do that too.
So I love to tell our audience how we got connected because I think it's so important that we pay attention to those connections and that we're open to those. And you and I had a conversation over the phone.
Yes.
And we connected for sure, but we really weren't sure what our purpose was at that time. So in your words, describe the first moment we met. In person.
The first moment in person was something, Casey. So I have to say this, that I always feel like there is, I feel like I'm connected to many, many people. And I felt connected to you. But like you said, I hadn't really figured out, okay, well, how we going to work this? You're in VIP. I'm on the entrepreneurial side. Mm-hmm. So trying to figure it out. But nonetheless, when I walked into the room,
I'm such a stalker.
Of 150 people in the room, who was standing at the door giving away drink tickets? None other than Casey Hasten. And she goes like, I know you.
I did.
I know you. Zondra Evans? And I'm like, Casey. And then all of a sudden, the room, like, have you ever been in a room where it's like there's no 150 people just disappear and we're just hugging?
It's almost like we
and
were
then
in
we
love.
Push each other back and look at each other again, and then we start hugging. I said, "This is amazing."
Yeah, it really.
I'll never forget the introduction.
I feel like I just kind of like threw myself at you, but it was just it was that energy when you walked in the room, and I was just like, I know you. Why do I know you? What is your name? And it was just on from there, and we decided to have another conversation. Yeah. And throughout that next conversation, we kind of found the purpose for our meeting, and it's just been on ever since. It has been quite a journey. And so I was fortunate to be interviewed on Biz TV, which that was just released, and it was amazing. You guys do such a great job there. But tell me about Zondra TV Network. Tell me how this came about, because this is an amazing. I can't even repeat the story. It's so amazing.
How much time do we have?
Well, we do have some other questions. So
okay, so I'm going to do the short version.
Okay.
The short version of it is, I am a motivational speaker, I am an author, and I am a certified life and leadership coach. And that is what I left corporate America to do. But sometimes God has a different path for you. So vision boards are important. You talked about vision, even on my show, write it and make it plain. Well, I had wrote on my vision board, 7 things that I needed to accomplish, and everything was done but one thing. And that was Fireside Chat with Zondra. And I heard a little voice said, shoot it professionally. So I said, okay, cool. So I did. From shooting it professionally and just being obedient to that little voice, ended me up on Comcast cable, ended me up on Roku, not one channel, but 3 different Roku channels. Not only that, Amazon Fire and Apple TV and Chromecast, and it goes on.
That is amazing. Did you ever in your wildest dreams think that you would own a TV network?
Absolutely not. That was not my plan, man. I just wanted a mic in my hand in front of thousands. And he said, no, a mic around your neck in front of millions.
I was gonna say, what is your reach now that you have all these different channels?
You know, it's about 180 to 200 million.
That's crazy.
Is the potential reach. And you know, you don't reach them all at one time. I'd love to be able to say 180 million people watch me every week. But you know, it's something that you stay with, and then you know you get on a positive trajectory with your content. But 180 million on streaming platforms alone, and then to date, about 185,000 people on Comcast watch me every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m.
And which show do you do on Wednesday morning at 9 a.m.?
It is Fireside Chat with Zondra.
Really?
Yeah.
And does that air live, or is that...
It's live to tape, so
okay.
They just show it every Wednesday morning.
I did not know that. I always learn something new during these conversations, and it's great. And I love, I mean, even just now, I mean, you are so open and you're so positive, and I just can't even, I'm just like, it's so much. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. So tell me about the different shows that you have on your network.
Well, you know, right now we have 3 different shows, and a 4th one's getting ready to be added. But Casey, we have Real Biz Talk with Zondra. That's where I do one-on-one interviews, and I showcase you on TV. I believe that small businesses deserve to tell their story. People do business with people they know, like, and trust.
Absolutely.
I create the platform for know and like, and it's up to you to build the trust. And so that's my first show. The second show is Fireside Chat with Zondra, and that's where we sit around the fire and we talk about real life topics to help individuals navigate their journey.
So I was fortunate enough when I was recording for Real Biz to witness, because I kind of sat on the sidelines because I kind of wanted to see what else you did, right? Yeah. And I witnessed, I'm not kidding you, a very emotional fireside chat. But out of that wreckage rose 3 angels. And I'm not kidding you, I sat there and I cried while they were telling their story. But I think that is kind of what Fireside Chat is about, right? Would you agree?
It's the real story.
Yeah.
It's the real story. You know, I say, you know, the glory is in the story. So it's the real story of how did I get started? What happened to me? Even out of devastation, you can find people rise up and soar and really, really, you know, get their wings and do what they need to do for the universe. And so to me, it's just amazing. Those women were totally amazing. They have thriving businesses of devastation.
And I've actually, after watching them, I've connected with 2 of them. Good. And am in talks with one of them to have on the podcast. So I'm really excited about that. And so thank you for those introductions. In fact, she was at the Success North Dallas and at prepping for the Sharks this last time. So yeah, I just love the way this little community builds out from there. Yeah. I mean, yes, you're reaching these people that don't get to meet us in person, but at the same time, you're making those connections for those people in person.
Definitely.
And I think that's so amazing. Definitely. So I love the format that you use where you do the live to tape, but you do several shows so your guests can intermingle in the meantime. So that's pretty amazing. Who are some of your business idols that inspired you and kind of got you to take on this venture?
I don't know that anybody got me to take on this venture. I'm going to be real honest with you. But I will tell you who, as a motivational speaker, I think I have studied Les Brown from the beginning to the end. And he really, Les Brown, helped me to kind of start my journey on reframing your mindset. And that was early on in life because I've been, you know, speaking on the circuit for 25 years. So it was a long time ago. He was a younger man. But I really loved his principles and how he was able to portray that to audiences. So I think I have taken on some of those, I don't want to say tactics, but antics maybe, on how I talk to people and how I draw it together to really be meaningful.
I love that. And I've not heard of Les Brown. How is this possible?
I do not know. He is like...
So what is the title of one of his books? Do you know off the top of your head?
Oh, I don't.
Okay. I'm going to Google that.
Look him up.
Google that.
I've got probably many books, but I don't know a title offhand.
Oh, that's fine. I kind of
Okay.
put you on the spot because I'm an avid book reader, and so I love to explore new authors, especially ones that come recommended by people that I really know, like, and trust.
I love it. You're so cute.
Thanks. On one of your latest fireside chats, you discussed the struggle with the juggle, where you discussed how to manage work, life, and everything in between. You know, our audience is, people looking for jobs, people that are in jobs that may be looking to move somewhere else, or companies looking to hire. And I know this is something that comes up all the time, the work-life balance. So how do you think you are not in an optimal balance, and what steps can you take to achieve it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm not going to give you a recipe. Oh, this is the recipe, because there's no recipe, because we're all divinely created differently. But I will tell you this, you'll know when you are out of balance, because there are a couple of things that happen all the time. You're tired all the time. You're fatigued. You feel like your ability to think outside of the box or without a box is kind of limited. You know that means I'm not in balance. And so I wouldn't call it steps to getting in balance, but what I will tell you is it is extremely important that we learn how to spend true, quality, quiet time.
Okay.
I'm talking about being intentionally deliberate about scheduling 15 to 30 minutes on your calendar. No phone, no email, no texting, no dog, no cat, no nothing. I don't know that people can sit still for 15 minutes to hear the true thoughts and the things that need tuning up in your life.
Okay, I can do all that except for the dog part, because my dogs will not have that. But I meditate. I love to meditate, so that's mine. And I know that one of the things that I really struggled with when I started meditating was calming the voices in my head. And that takes a lot of practice.
It does.
And so what advice would you give to someone as they're starting that practice, that mindfulness, let's just call it mindfulness, to have that time with yourself, that self-care to get your day started or end your day?
Yeah, in my opinion, start small.
Okay.
Because don't minimize small beginnings. If you can take 5 to 7 minutes, and I don't mean every day, just once a week, because we deserve that 5 to 7 minutes just to be, intentional about spending quality time with you. But I think the way you settle the mind is by asking yourself a question. If you ask no question, then there's a whole bunch of chatter about everything.
Yeah.
But if I ask the question, Zondra, what brings you the most joy? It minimizes the chatter.
Ah. Have you read Michael Singer's book, Untethered Soul?
I have not.
So he talks a lot. That's what the whole book's about your inner chatter and your inner critics.
Oh.
And he also talks about, getting to the point of who you really are. Because, if I ask you who you are, you're going to say, I'm Zondra Evans. And that's like, but who is Zondra Evans? And he just keeps peeling that layer back. And I think that's so interesting. But and he calls it the witness, that you step back in your mindfulness practice and you witness what's going on. You're not participating in it. And I think that's important when you're meditating. When you're talking about a mindful practice, how do you feel about self-guided meditation to get started?
I think it's okay. I did it for a while. So when Deepak Chopra and Oprah got their came together, I tried that for a good while because I think you got to know the difference, right? And that's why I say I don't think it's a recipe.
Yeah.
Some things work for some people and then other things don't work. And so I wanted to try that. If I'm a certified life and leadership coach, I want to be able to say, this is really good and this is why I think it's good. So I think self-guided meditation at first is a good thing. I don't know that you want to stay there, though.
Yeah, no, I agree. And but it definitely, for me, helped me kind of train my brain and understand, the breathing techniques and, how that helps you to still your mind as well.
Absolutely.
And so that was very helpful for me. I just want to talk a little bit, because you are a certified life and leadership coach. Certified. And there's so many different levels of certification. And I'm going kind of off script here, and I'm being selfish about it. I'm not going to lie.
That's okay.
But Tell us where you got your certification and what you had to go through to get it, because it wasn't like, oh, I just went to a weekend class.
After a lot of searching, I looked at a lot of different programs. And today, I have to qualify this answer because today, I think people have a 6-week certification program to become a life coach, and you have this to become a leadership coach. And they're short things that people have learned and kind of put it together. And so when I was looking, I said, I can't have it where somebody is just designing something and tell me in 6 weeks you're a life coach, because I don't think it's that fast. I don't think it becomes that fast. So I chose IPEC, Institute for Professional Coaches. I chose them, and I chose them for one particular reason, and that was because they really work with energy. And I'm a believer that everything in the world is made up of energy. Everything. Nothing works without energy. And so it was the best year I spent in time.
1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it takes a long time.
Yeah.
It was almost 400 hours. It's a lot of hours, y'all. Once a week, 400 hours. I'm like, okay. It was a long time, but I wouldn't exchange or trade the experience for one thing differently. I got to learn about the essence of who I am and what I stand for, and the importance of who I am and what I stand for, and how to show up and serve the world, the authentic, genuine you, and get rid of the gremlins.
Okay, so here's the selfish part, and that's really where we found our purpose in meeting, was the fact that I'm about to start IPEC next month and get my certified coaching license. I know, I'm so, and you've been so gracious to offer to assist me through that. But I think that whenever people, I think energy is important, and that comes up a lot on this podcast, believe it or not, because, it is measurable. I mean, scientifically measurable that we have energetic levels and how we respond. Like, if we're in an interview for a job, how we respond is going to be dependent on where our energy level is that day, right? And so if you're in, and you probably know this better than me because I'm just doing the pre-course work right now, but if you're in the first 3 levels, you're responding from more of a victim mentality. That's your lower energy, correct?
It is.
And as you move...
It's called catabolic energy.
Thank you.
It's called catabolic energy.
But as we move up the scale, that's where we start to move into the you win, I win, we all win, and and you start to respond from a higher level of energy, and it starts to manifest itself in a different way. I'm probably not explaining that very well, but
I think you kind of got it. I mean, you're right. There's catabolic energy, and then there's anabolic energy, and so when you really think about it, anabolic energy, which is the higher level of energy, it isn't that you never have catabolic energy in your life, but you get to recognize it. And so when I can recognize it and I've got a toolbox, I can then spiral myself up to anabolic energy. But anabolic energy is where you have more choices.
Okay. Yes, that's a very good way to put it.
More choices. I mean, when you're down and you're stressed and you're full of anxiety and you're feeling victimized, I ain't got no choices. Ugh.
Exactly.
I couldn't even say, Calgon, take me away, because I'm dragging down like this. So, yeah, we want to live in anabolic energy, but it's not realistic to think you stay there. You do have ebbs and flows.
Well, and we definitely, when we're interviewing for a job, want to make sure that we get as high as we can in that anabolic energy, because that's going to be felt and that's going to help you make the connection to your potential new employer.
Yes.
So I think that's
absolutely
okay. So I'm off. I'm done with my little rant, but
it's going to be the best year of your life. You're going to love it. It's amazing. I think it's the best program in the whole wide world. So that's where I'm at.
Well, it is independently rated number 1.
Number 1.
So for the accredited coaching school, so I'm pretty excited about that. So, okay, so another topic that you cover is self-worth, where you discuss the value of knowing your worth. Yes. And I think this is tough for a lot of job seekers. Some may be greatly underpaid at their current companies, not know how to ask for the raise. Some job seekers expect to be paid too much and struggle to set realistic pay expectations. What do you recommend to help someone understand just how much they should accept in return for their services? That's
a really good question. You know, I always have a story. So, you know,
I love stories.
I have to tell you a little story. I mean, way back in the day, I took a job that paid me less than what my worth was, but I took that job because it spoke in volumes to my heart. So to tell people, you know, how do you take what you're worth, or you ask for what you're worth, sometimes it's not about money. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's about the mission. It's about, you know, making your heart sing on a different level has no price tag to it.
I love that. I love that. You know, it's so funny. I actually just had this conversation with a lady that's about to graduate, and she was like, well, how do I have that money conversation? How do I, you know, which role should I go into and all this kind of stuff? But what it came down to is I was like, you know, you'll take less money if you're passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you'll want more money if you don't like your job. If you don't like your job and you're not making a lot of money, you're going to be miserable. So you need to weigh all of that as you're looking to take your first role.
Absolutely.
In your career.
Absolutely. But, you know, I can't just answer it and go like, this is the way. No, because you know what? I've had jobs where, oh my goodness, my heart was so in it. Like it just rang and just made my heart full. I may have made a little bit less money, but what I gained from it was so much more. And I had a boss one time that told me, listen, let your integrity and your work speak for itself, and the money will come.
Oh, I love that.
And so I've always governed myself by that philosophy. Let my integrity and my work speak for itself, and the money will come.
I love that. I think I use a similar phrase when I'm training my team, and I'm like, you know, give value first and the money will follow.
Yeah.
You just give value, give value, give value. The money's going to come. It can't help but come.
It can't help but come.
Yeah.
When you are serving and doing it authentically, I think it can't help but to come.
I love that. I love that we're so similarly minded. So that's so awesome.
Why we kicked it off from the first.
Watch out, Scottsdale. We're coming to see you.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to Scottsdale. I got to work some things out, but I think I'm going to Scottsdale.
That's going to be so much fun.
Oh, my goodness.
So as a business coach and the host of Real Biz TV, you've had lots of interactions with entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs. What do you think sets apart successful entrepreneurs from those who can't get their businesses off the ground?
You know, there are so many levels to entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, solopreneurs. There are so many levels. I think the first thing is that the true separation of somebody that dreams about having a business and the person that actually has the business is that they have believed in themselves enough and had the courage to at least start the business. It might not be making a ton of money, but I started the business. I got a business card. I got a website. And I'm going to networking. That's kind of starting a business, right?
Yeah.
And that don't take a whole bunch, because at this point you can get a Wix site. You know what I'm saying? One pager with that in the URL, and you don't even have to pay. And then you're talking about business cards that you can print on your home computer.
And they look good.
And they look good.
Yeah.
Oh, they really, really made them look good now. And you're in business. No, you haven't gotten went and got your license and that kind of thing, but you want to test the water. I think testing the water is good, but that's a difference. It's like, I have the courage to do it.
I think what sets some entrepreneurs that are successful apart, like yourself, is you're not afraid to fail. You're not afraid to step out there and say, I'm just going to try it. We'll see what happens. And
well, don't you kind of think, though, Casey, that failing, if we want to use the word failing, is part of the process?
I do, but I don't think a lot of people do. I think it scares people.
We're telling you right now, it's part of the process. Failing, and I guess I don't use the word failing, so I'm going to use a different word.
Okay.
Opportunity to be better. Opportunity. That's what I believe. It's an opportunity. Opportunities are presented that allow you to make the decision to be better. Because everything that you do is yet an opportunity, but all of them don't rise like cream to the top. It doesn't mean that it's a failure, But you're supposed to stand back, look at it, and go,
Right.
what can I modify? What should I do differently? There has to be learning that occurs. But I don't want to think about failing because, people say, I feel forward. Okay,
I was just about to say
they
that.
fell forward. And I said, and then did you get up on your knees? I don't know about failing forward. I just think that it happens.
Okay. That's just so funny because it brought me back to one of the IPEC foundations, which is, okay, and help me because I'm still,
Okay.
But they talk about all opportunities, no opportunities are bad or good.
That's right.
They're opportunities. Is it just to get better? Is that what it is?
No. So everything in IPEC is, it's not good or bad. It's not succeed or fail. It just is. So when you learn to live in it is, because it is what it is. Don't make it be good or bad. It just is.
Okay. I was close.
You were close.
I can't.
You're going to do well.
I don't want to rush this year because I want to enjoy every moment of the journey, but at the same time, I want to get there and get it done.
And you should, because it's a life-changing experience.
I'm so excited.
Awesome.
So what's next for Zondra TV? What does the future hold? And can I be a part of it?
You can. Well, what's next? I guess continuing to grow, the network for small business. And we've got probably about 9 new shows of different producers that are going to have shows on Zondra TV Network. In fact, in another week or so, you'll be able to go out to ZondraTV.com and hear about one of the newest shows. It's called the Busy Gal TV. And it's for women over 40 that need to reinvent themselves. And
I'm not quite there yet. Just kidding.
Right, but I'm just saying, somebody is. Who listening? Come on, get in my neighborhood. Anyways, so I think, making... further developing the incubator. I have a ZTV media and TV incubator. I am furthering developing that. I have a conference coming in October that's called Navigate Her, which is about establishing leadership. And how does leadership really show up and serve your authentic self to the world and to the people you're following? And then Biz Talk. Biz Talk is coming, which is the infomercial directory.
That is going to be so cool.
You got to get your infomercial directory.
I know.
You
I'm going to have to
your
do all of
site.
this. I'm like all on the Zondra train. The Z train.
So that's what's coming up.
That is so exciting. So if somebody wanted to pitch an idea to you for your incubator, how do they get in touch with you? What do they need to do?
Just send me a message at info@zedscorp, ZEDSCORP.com.
That is awesome. And if you send that message, make sure that you mention that you heard her on We Are VIP, because I bet you'll get VIP treatment then.
And VIP discount.
Oh.
How about a little VIP discount? We're going to give a little
that's
discount.
That's a surprise. I love that. That's awesome.
I would love it.
Well, we are towards the end of our show, believe it or
right.
not. But I do have 3 questions that nobody gets out of here without answering.
Oh, Lord.
These are our VIP questions.
Come on.
Okay.
Can I take a sip?
You take a sip. You get ready. So,
what's the question?
If you were chosen to be one of the first colonists on Mars, what 3 things or people would you take with you?
3 things.
Or people.
3 people.
Or 3 total.
Okay, just 3 total. It could be, okay, I'm taking Jesus.
Okay. Oh, that's smart.
I'm taking my
That way
Bible.
you can get your red wine.
Dang, that leaves my children down here.
Oh, you can't choose between the kids.
I can't choose between them. So the 3rd thing would be Joyce.
Joyce. Shout out to Joyce.
Shout out to Joyce. She takes good care of me.
She does.
So she would definitely take care of me on the moon, girl. We got everything we need: Jesus, a Bible, and Joyce.
There you go. We're done. Mic drop. I wish you guys could see
You
the
are
production
funny.
room right now because Joyce is just about fell out of her chair. This was awesome.
Well, I know that was a different answer than you normally get. Come on, let's
No,
go.
but I think that that's so important that you recognize the people that help you and that love you and adore you and help you to be successful and help those around you. Because I know my experience when I went to do my show with you guys was so far and above. I mean, somebody was there to open my car door when I got there. And I was escorted every step of the way. So, I mean, that's really huge that you recognize your people. And I love that about you.
Thank you.
So what is one thing you do each morning to set your day up for success?
You're going to be sick of me. Pray.
I'm not sick of you. What's wrong with that?
I pray. I have to pray. And I really have a ritual. I mean, I have a ritual. And this is so crazy because I have to get up so early. You know, I get up early. I try to get up enough time. I'm slow anyways. I get ready. So I give myself 2.5 hours because I want to take my time. I want to pray. I want to read my Bible. And then, you know, I want to, you know, put on the right music for me to get my mind right. Because, you know, I give a lot during the day. And so my mind has to be regulated. And it has to be right, the right tone in everything I do. And then I get ready and I take my time and I sip my coffee.
Well, I will tell you, it works. I've never seen you show up any differently. You're the same person every time I see you. So that's pretty awesome.
That's good.
I love that.
Thank God.
Okay,
That's
my
good.
final question for
Come
you.
on.
If your life's work was being summarized in a news article, what would the headline be?
Zondra Evans blazes the trail by establishing streaming TV for small business entrepreneurs.
That's perfect. That does summarize you.
That's what it would say.
That is so perfect. Well, Zondra, I have so enjoyed this, and I admit once again that the reason I did want to share you with my audience, but I really just wanted to have some time with you, and so I had to lock you in a studio for a minute. But I just have one last thing to say to you.
Yes.
You are a VIP.
Oh, I'm feeling real VIP-ish.
And that's a wrap for today. Join us next week here on the We Are VIP podcast. We'd love to know how we can help you be a VIP. To find out more, log on to wearevip.com.